Fun and excitement. If you want to have a lot of money and just basically get the most out of your life that's possible, then have a lot of fun and excitement. I don't mean ride a roller coaster. I don't mean be responsible. I don't mean just lie in bed all day. Although sometimes a little bit of rest of the body can make you more productive. I mean, I mean, have a sense of adventure and a sense of expectation, because there's a famous expression that says, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. And our lives are not being played out to us. Our lives are being played out for us and with us. And it's really just, this is why I'm writing a book called Natural Consequences, that our lives are basically just a reflection of what we believe, because thoughts are things, and the world is showing us that we have high expectations and that we have low expectations. So I used to feel, and still do to some extent, but I'm working on it, guilty when really good things happen to me, because I felt like some limiting beliefs, like there's not enough to go around, someone else deserves it more. Not so much that I didn't deserve it, but maybe there's someone that, and I just felt like the people that I wanted to associate with, I wasn't quite in their league. I don't really like to even say it, but, they say the truth hurts, but it's easier to say it now because I don't really believe that as much anymore. I believe that on a vibrational level that I'm more happy and that I'm having more fun. Like I'm a very serious-minded person, and I'm a very mission-driven person, but there has to be like an interplay or a nuance or a step back sometimes where you take things very seriously, but you also have a state of allowing and a little bit of a gap. So what do I mean by a gap? I mean that you're not pressing into things 100%, but you're creating a space. Like in a relationship, if you're just pressing the other person that they feel suffocated, there has to be a little bit of a gap there where they feel like they feel your energy, but they also feel a space that they're a little bit removed from your energy, so they have free will to do what they want. And that's where great things happen, not only in relationships, but in the universe, that if your energy is there, like your intent, your will, your desire, but there's also a little bit of a step back. It's kind of like, James Harden when he does the step back three. You have to take a step back in order to move forward sometimes. That's what they do in basketball also. They create a little bit of space for the defender. I mean, Jordan famously did it maybe with a push-off. It's a big debate, at his final shot, whether he pushed off or not. But you have to kind of a little bit push off from life. Like you have to go forward with your desire and your intent and your will, but then you have to step back a little bit and let the universe meet you halfway. Because the universe is a cooperative component. The universe is actually an active agent, an active energy that's interacting with your energy. I mean, I'm not an expert on all of this, but this is kind of like my life experience and what I believe. And it's kind of like if you put your intent and your will into something, but then also take a step back for the universe to meet you halfway, then it's kind of like a cooperative component. It's almost like a partnership, like you and the universe are working together. So I know that's a little bit metaphysical, but if you think about it, so when you have high expectation, but not from a sense of need, but high expectation from a sense of like excitement and adventure, like Helen Keller says, I think it was her, that life is either something like a wondrous invention or adventure or nothing at all. Then you're in the receptive mode to really have the universe grant you your wishes and desires, because you've planted your wishes and desires into the world, and then you've taken a step back to allow those wishes and desires to manifest and to come to you. Like Tim McCarver, the great baseball player, analyst, also, he wasn't a great player as much as he was a great announcer, but he said, let the game come to you. So it's not just a passive state where you don't want anything. You have to put out your desires and your effort into the world. But then once you've done that and you've planted the seeds, like if you plant a seed of crops, then you have to trust that it's planted and then wait for it to bloom. If you think, oh, maybe it didn't plant, I'll just plant more seeds over it. I mean, I don't know what will happen because I'm not a farmer, but it's probably not that good. Just always be overplanting and overplanting. You have to plant, and then you have to water, and then you have to let the sun shine, you have to let time. It's kind of like the caterpillar and the butterfly. You have to wait for the caterpillar to turn into the butterfly.